concern. So it was somewhere, it lived in like the area of decrepit trailers. This one's probably in this vicinity. There was a broken down boat, decrepit boat trailers, and then race car. So we are at a trailer yard where people store their trailers, and occasionally they abandon them. Yeah, then occasionally major movie studios source the plot line of their multi-billion-dollar franchise from this trailer yard. How do we tell the tale? Well, the tale of the greatest accomplishment.
Greatest accomplishment, period, or greatest accomplishment of Zero to Awesome?
I think period.
Period.
I mean, we can scale it down to like cinematographical history.
Yeah. How do we tell this? Once upon a time, there was a car hauler. We kind of fixed it up. We gave it to somebody, and then it was in the Fast and the Furious 9.
So the car hauler had a storied life. It lived out here in this trailer yard, and I was told, hey, do you want this car hauler? And I had no race car, so I said yes.
Obviously.
So I came out and put some new wheels and tires on it, and it was in pretty good condition. So I hauled it to my house in Waco, where it sat in a storage unit for like a year. And then I hauled it to my friend's asphalt factory, where it sat there for a year. And then we hauled it to your house.
Where it sat for 3 days.
Yeah, where we painted it, made it look good.
Yeah.
Freddie picked it up, put more new tires on it.
Yeah, and then what? Didn't one of them blow out on the road?
Yeah, the tire blew out. Like, I put brand new fresh tires, the best you can get at Walmart on it. And then he got some fancy trailer tires and they blew up.
Yeah.
And actually, I got the registration renewal for the trailer in the mail the other day. So I can re-register in my name again if I need to.
After Freddie took the trailer, he was supposed to bring back his second Lamborghini, the orange one, the Murcielago, back to his shop. And problem was, it didn't quite fit. That trailer was set up with a box on the front for tools and tires and stuff like that. And the fenders weren't wide enough to put the Lamborghini on backwards because all the weight is in the back. That's where the engine is. So he wound up having to leave it in LA where the production company was.
Yeah, because he was buying the car from, I guess, a Fast and Furious production company, and so the trailer was left with the production company.
Yeah, so he was picking up the orange Murcielago you've seen on his channel and all around the internet to restore it, and he made the joke, hey guys, I had to leave the trailer there, but maybe you'll see it in the next Fast and the Furious movie. And that's
fast forward 2 years later, and
yep,
you saw it in the Fast and the Furious movie.
So I watched that movie and I saw the trailer in there and I just thought to myself, oh wow, because it was a flashback to the 80s, and I thought everybody back then just must have had those trailers. But no, the next day Freddie texts us, he's like, hey, you'll never believe what happened. And the trailer was in the movie.
I still haven't seen the movie, actually. But, well, that trailer, I mean, had a glorious ending. You have another trailer that could have a glorious ending.
Yeah, so I mean, first trailer made it into Fast and Furious 9, so we went ahead, we picked up another car hauler. I'm gonna fix it up here in a minute, and that one will be in Fast and Furious 492.
No, this one's going to space. We're giving it to Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
If you give a trailer to Freddie, it ends up in the Fast and Furious movie. You give a trailer to Elon, it ends up in Mars. Stay tuned. So this is my new 2021 Rice Trailers 18-foot car hauler, and if you haven't heard of Rice Trailers before, that's okay, because the people at the trailer store, they hadn't heard about them either. I mean, they were selling them, but they didn't know anything about them. So trailer company you may be familiar with is Big Tex Trailers, so that's actually where I went. I went to one of their locations to buy a car hauler, thinking I was going to buy a Big Tex car hauler, and I got there and they had these sitting out in the yard. Salespeople didn't really know about them, but the guy doing all the maintenance on the trailers, he told us a little bit about them. So Big Tex owns Rice Trailers, kind of like a GM, Chevy, GMC sort of situation there. And these are new for 2021. So these are made by robots. They're done on an assembly line, and I'm told start to finish, all the welding on the entire trailer is done in 7 minutes, which is pretty impressive. It's also a little scary since you're going to be putting heavy loads on this, but it hasn't fallen apart yet. So this particular trailer was $300 more than the comparable Big Tex trailer, and I chose it for a few reasons. Number one, on the Big Tex version of this, only 2 of the 4 wheels have brakes. On this trailer, all 4 wheels have electric brakes. So I said this is an 18-foot trailer. 16 feet of that is the wood. The extra 2 feet is the dovetail here on the back, and on this trailer, the dovetail is steel. Got these heavy-duty D-rings here. On the Big Tex trailer, your back is wood. So this should help with the loading, the getting up, that sort of thing, and last a little bit longer. This trailer also doesn't have something that the Big Tex version had, which is a lip on the side here. So the Big Tex trailer had like an 1.5 inch lip all the way around the entire trailer. So if you're trying to get a forklift on here and, you know, load something, this trailer is going to be better for using a forklift. The rear ramps are also better. So I think the Big Tex ones comes out of the back too. Some trailers, they have ramps that come out of the side and you have to bring them around, and they're pretty heavy. So it's nice that these just come right out. You lift them up onto this little rail right here. You can put them, this is the good part, wherever you want. So this rail runs all the way along the back. So if you want to put them right next to each other or on the side, either way, you can put them wherever you want. On the Big Tex version of this trailer, they only went to like about here, and you couldn't put them in the middle if you needed them there. This trailer also has a toolbox, which is nice. The Big Tex trailer did not have a toolbox at all. And you know I say toolbox, but it's kind of just a glorified storage compartment because there is no weather stripping or anything on here. So any water is just gonna go right in there, and whatever you put in here is gonna get wet. So at some point I may redo this to make it a little more waterproof. I'm also probably gonna have to do that anyways because at some point I probably will be adding a winch, and right now I can't really, I don't know if you could just bolt it onto there or not, but probably gonna have to make some sort of system to mount a winch. So the trailer it's basically good all around, but it could be better. So that's what we're about to do. We're about to make it better. So as you can see from back here, these boards are not entirely straight, which doesn't really matter, but for someone who's slightly OCD like me, it's kind of annoying. Also, they're only screwed down right here and up here. So the guy working on the trailer is at the trailer yard. He told me you want to screw down your boards in more places because they come in and he sees them and the boards are just all warped everywhere. So got a bunch of screws. We're going to be screwing these down more. We're also going to be working on sealing the wood. So I got stain to go on here. Actually, let's go look at that. So I got this stuff from Lowe's. It's a solid acrylic stain in a battleship grayish color. I thought that'd go kind of good with the black. And I also got this stuff here, this anti-skid floor texture additive. And so you wouldn't really think this would do much. They're like just really fine sand particles, but I use this stuff on my pool deck, and this is the difference between busting your butt and not busting your butt when you run around the pool like your wife tells you not to. So the instructions say half of one of these bags to 1 gallon of paint. We're gonna do double that because why not? So we've also got these today. These are called E-tracks because I guess maybe somehow they look like an E. I don't really know, but we're gonna go ahead and stain, seal the wood. We'll put these on, and then we'll get to talking about how they work. So that wound up being a job and a half. I wound up doing the screws first because I knew I was going to be prying on the boards to get them straight, and didn't want to mess up the paint after painting it. So I did the first row, that went just fine. Second row, I don't know if this row's like super hard steel or what, but first two boards went fine. Third board, couldn't get the screws in. Broke out the big impact gun there. That just broke the screws right off. Wound up drilling those out, breaking 2 drill bits in the process of that. I wound up having to get my tap out and actually tapping the holes to get those screws to go in. After that, I started putting thread cutting fluid on the screws. So these are, they're 1/4 by 20 by 2 inch thread cutting screws. They're made for like doing this on trailers. But man, it was just having a rough time. So eventually I wound up upgrading to a bigger drill bit that I thought would be too big, and it wound up working. It went a lot easier. So I wound up with 15/64 drill bit there on 1/4 inch thread cutting screws, and that's what wound up working out. So now that that's done, let's get to painting. That should be easier. Okay, so the paint went on really easy. It turned out maybe a little bit bluer than I thought it would, but I guess Battleship Gray has some blue in it. I don't know. But the texture, since we put double that in, it's really grippy. It feels pretty good. The E-tracks. So each of these is 5 feet long, so there's 3 on each side, so that gives us 15 feet of track. I went through the boards and used bolts straight through to the bottom, about every, I don't know, like 16 inches or so. And then every other bolt is a lag bolt going into the wood. So there's over 200 bolts holding this down, so I don't think the tracks are gonna come off. If anything comes off, it's probably gonna be the pieces of wood. So there are all sorts of accessories you can get for these E-tracks, and this is what I have here. So these are these little tie-down rings, and the way they work is they have these clips on them here. So you just kind of clip them in, whoops, other way, wherever you want them, and each of these rings is supposed to be able to hold 1,500 pounds. So that gives you a ton more tie-down points wherever you want all along the trailer. We've also got these ratchet straps here, and these have clips on them just like those rings do. So you go ahead and you put these in. Each end of the strap has one on it, and the way I position these tracks, these are in the middle of the treads of my side-by-side. So what we're going to wind up doing here is we'll drive the side-by-side up onto the trailer, and you'll be able to strap down your wheels right onto the track easy to secure down, and it won't go anywhere. And I must admit, I stole this idea from my friend Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. So the wood is all sealed now. The trailer is a lot more functional, but I think it could be just like a little bit more awesome. So let's do just one more thing real quick. There you have it. We are done customizing our trailer. It is now more useful. As you can see, it makes it really easy to line up your side-by-side in the middle of the trailer. You can tie it down super easy. It's not going anywhere. We've got all the appropriate logos, so you know everyone knows who's coming. And you know, a little tribute to the original trailer. So don't forget about those like and subscribe buttons, hateful comments if you want to, and until next time, just remember, when you're watching the Fast and the Furious 492, keep an eye out. You might see this trailer. See you later. Never got a race car to put on that trailer. I think I renew the registration, I go pick it up, and then get a race car, finally, 4 years later. So while we're here at the trailer yard, we might as well look around, because rumor has it, this trailer is available. People just move out and they leave them. I mean, anyone out there filming the next Top Gun need a trailer? Harry Potter 10? A little to the left. A little closer.
Am I there?
Closer. Almost.
Back up.
Oh, oh.
I've got the wrong ball size. That's
Oh.
never gonna work.
What size are your balls?
Well, I'm down to 1 on this device.